forgot.
About 20 minutes. Hi, everybody. Welcome. We are so excited to be here with you tonight. And I am excited because my guest tonight is Kristy. And I'm just really, she's a newer consultant. And so I'm excited to get her perspective on the business. But before we get started, I want to go ahead and invite you to go ahead and say in the chat who invited you. Introduce yourself, say who invited you. And if you have any questions, feel free to go ahead and ask them right there in the chat. And we'll be able to field those questions in the last 10 minutes or so. So yeah, we're very excited to have you. Real quick, I am Ellen. I have been in Tupperware about 14-ish years. And it has been just such a huge benefit to my family to be able to have that flexible lifestyle, to be able to not have to request off work, to be able to go do a college visit, or to be able to go to lunch with my husband, or to be able to all those things that kind of pop up, or when a kid is sick, or when I'm sick, right? When I'm sick, I don't have to necessarily call anybody and let them know. I just have to send a couple messages like, hey, whatever I had set up for that day, and just kind of rearrange some things. And that's one of the things that is one of the biggest benefits to our family. And it's funny because there are times that I'm kind of like, I don't think my husband quite realizes, because since I've been in the business for 14 years, I mean, my kids were 2 and 3 when I got started. And since then we've had another one. And so sometimes I think he doesn't quite realize the level of flexibility that we have with me doing this business, because, if the school calls or anything like that, I'm the one who kind of has to put everything on pause and go take care of it, or doctor's appointments and all that kind of stuff. And it's very difficult for a dual income household, two working parents, or even a single person, a single mom, single dad, to navigate all those appointments and stuff. And so that's something that Tupperware brings to the table, is that flexibility. So that's one of the things that I love about the business. So let's go ahead and get started. So Kristy is a mother of 2, and she has been in the business. When did you get started, Kristy? I can't remember.
Almost a year ago,
Almost
but
a year
I
ago.
didn't really start selling until recently.
Yes, yeah, absolutely. And I met Kristy over the summer at an event we were doing, and at the time she was like, "I just really love Tupperware and I love to buy it."
Will do.
I think we all do. We all start with a little bit of an addiction or fangirl situation of all the products.
My daughter yells at me. She's like, "Mom, stop buying it. Just sell it already." I'm like, well, I gotta, test the product first. Otherwise, what am I selling?
Solid advice. I remember when I first got started, I asked Pam, I was like, is there a manual that I can read about all the products? And she was like, it's Tupperware, you use it. That's how you learn about it. You got to use it. I was like, okay. I'm like, I can't afford it. So how am I going to use it? And she's like, take the stuff out of your starter kit and use it in your kitchen. I'm like, okay, that I can do. And that's what I did until I could afford to buy some. So, all right, so let's get started. So Kristy, so why Tupperware? What made you say yes to Tupperware?
Lori told basically, my sister had a Tupperware party, and I had no interest at all. And I'm like, all right, I'll attend. It's my sister. I usually buy 1 or 2 things to support her. And then I started talking to Lori, and she just seemed really cool and really upbeat and enthusiastic. And I saw some of the products, and I'm like, oh, I meal prep and I have so many fresh veggies, and I really fell in love with the fridge smarts. And I'm like, I need this. Oh, I need this. Oh, this looks fun. This gadget looks like something I really can't live without. So it's like, I was like, and she said, well, you say you want a lot of things, so maybe you should be a consultant. I said, oh, I don't know. I don't think I can do that. And she just said, $5 and you can do it for discounts. And so I said, okay. And then I just kept falling in love with the sales and everything ever since I started.
I love it. I love it. Awesome. All right. So tell us, what has been your experience so far?
It's been pretty consistent with everybody, with the meetings and contact and sales. And I mean, it's been really nice. And usually with businesses like this, they say, okay, well, you can do this too. And here are the tools and go for it. But they're not really the tools. And you still have a bunch of questions and you're hunting somebody down to, help you. And then with Tupperware, it's, hey, can I help you? Do you need this? And well, I want you to have practice and I want you to succeed. So let me help you get here and do this. And I mean, everyone's been so nice and so helpful that, I mean, it's been amazing. And that's so
Awesome.
rare.
Oh,
In a
well, I love to
company,
hear
it's so
that.
rare to find
Mhm.
something like that.
So were you with any other direct sales companies before Tupperware?
I was, same sister that did this sale. She
Mhm.
likes to say, "You've got to do this too," and I'm like,
I
"All
love it.
right." But, we did Visalis and Beachbody, and I still love Beachbody. I still have
Mhm.
the on demand, and it's just a completely different world though, because
It
there
is.
you're going and everything, and it's for you and it's personal growth, which is amazing. And I mean, that's Tupperware too, because
Mhm.
you want to grow in every aspect of your life. That one's physically, and this one I feel is more family oriented because it's things in the kitchen and things you use like with children and easier aspects to like share and bring the family together.
Absolutely, absolutely. Yes, I was with two, actually technically three other direct sales companies before I started in Tupperware. When I say technically three, I accidentally signed up for a direct sales company when I was like 18 years old. And it was like the way the marketing was, it was that traction marketing, which really doesn't really work in the market today. But they don't really tell you exactly what the company is or what you're doing. And I thought I was
Right.
buying vitamins. And this package came. I was like, what just happened? And I was too embarrassed to tell anybody what had happened. So yeah, I'm not sure if I've ever even said that. Like I've told my story many times to all of Champion, which is the name of our company within Tupperware. But I'm not sure if I've ever even mentioned that before. So we do not encourage that type of marketing here.
No, no.
It's not good.
We'll
Okay.
tell you what you buy.
We'll tell you what you buy, and we'll tell you what company we're with. We are with Tupperware. Okay. There's no doubt about it. So so let me ask you this. If somebody's watching this right now and they're thinking about getting started in Tupperware, why do you think now is a good time to get started in Tupperware?
Honestly, I never even had a now answer. Um, Whenever somebody asks me why now, I just mainly think why not now? Because I mean, what what is the reason for waiting? I mean, if you have sales and if you have people willing to lift you up and accompany you and go on this journey with you and want you to succeed, why would you wait? I mean, that's my outlook on it. I mean, right now there are more sales and discounts, and which is great, and it's definitely a bonus, and it's great to get started. But if you're ready to take a step further and just kind of keep moving in your life and get out of your comfort zone, because I was very uncomfortable doing my first booth, but I did it, and I knew that it was uncomfortable, so it was something I had to do because I knew since it was uncomfortable, I would then become comfortable and it would be great. And then I could do so much more after that.
Oh my God, you're
So,
so smart. Like, seriously, that right there is the secret to success in this business. Whatever success looks like to you, because some people, it's just gaining that confidence. It's being able to stand in front of people and talk about things that you like and doing things like that. So, the sheer fact that you recognize that about yourself and that you're like, that makes me uncomfortable. So that means I really need to do it
yeah.
is huge. Like, I mean,
Yes.
seriously, that is huge. Like, okay, sidebar. So I remember one time I was trying really hard to grow, right? And it was when I was in Tupperware, right before I started Tupperware. It was around that time, and I'm trying to grow, get more confidence, do all these things that make me uncomfortable, right? And I was with this group of moms, and they were like, "Hey, let's go karaoke." Not
No.
this girl, right? So I'm sitting there and we're in this bar and they're like, let's karaoke. And I was like, so my husband worked nights at the time. So I go back and I was like, I called him. I was like, hey, so they really like want me to karaoke. And he's like, well, you know what you need to do. And I was like, I don't wanna. Like,
I feel sick. I've got to go to the bathroom.
I was I know, but I just don't want to. And he's like, you need to go karaoke. And I was like,
No.
okay. So I did. I went out there and I karaoke. I'm not even going to tell you the song that we did, but it was one of, I felt like $1,000,000 afterwards. I'm sure I
Really?
completely bombed up there, but I was so proud of myself for just pushing through that. And it taught me a really valuable lesson that there are times when you recognize this scares me and you do it afraid. And that is such a huge key to growth, inner growth, outer growth, like all of it. And it's a great model for your kids too. I mean,
Right.
for your children to see you, because we're always encouraging them. We're like, no, you'll be fine. Go ahead. They're like, I'm scared. I'm like, no, go ahead. You got to do it. You got to get on the bus. Sorry, kid.
Yeah.
And we act like it's no big deal, and then they drive away and we cry. But it's
I mean, I still can't
that's right.
karaoke, so you're
Yeah.
one up me on that.
Well, maybe that's something we can work on. No.
I don't know.
He's like, no, no.
I'm protecting you. Trust me.
Oh my God, I love that. Oh my goodness, I love it. Okay, so Lori said that her first karaoke was Love Shack.
Right.
That's a good one. That's a good one. I used to work at Johnny Rocket, so we had to sing and dance to Love Shack to everybody. So, but it was lip syncing, not like singing. Like I could lip sync all the live long day. Nobody asked me to sing. So, all right. All right. So anybody, if you have any questions, go ahead and put them in the chat. I am going to start just kind of answering some questions that are commonly asked questions. And one of them is, how much money can I make? How much money can I make? That is a very common question coming into this business. And it kind of ties in. Kristy, I loved your response of why now? And you said, why not? And a lot of times we say, well, when do you want to start making money? Do you want to make money today? Or do you want to make money 6 months from now? Like when is it that you want to start making money? And when asking that question, that right there is huge. And so it ties in with, how much money can I make? How much do you want to make? What is your goal? And because we are firm believers of your goals are our goals, we're not going to come be like, Kristy, let's make you $1,000. No. If that's not what you want, or if you want more,
Right.
we don't want to pigeonhole you and make you think that you can't get more if that's what you're wanting. And so realistically, a lot of times people come into the business and they're looking to work part-time, and working part-time is usually a party to 2 parties a week, which is very part-time. I mean, you think about a part-time job, that's like 10 to 15 to 20 hours a week. Doing 2 parties a week is maybe, I don't even know. I mean, it maybe is like 5, 6, maybe 7 hours. And that's including like prep time and, all the time you spend doing pre-work and post-work of a party. And that's even if you were doing it in person. When you're doing it virtual, it's even probably less. So, but a lot of times if people are doing 2 average parties a week, that ends up being like almost $1,000 in commissions. And that's just the commissions. That's not any other bonuses or anything like that. So the money is there for people when they're looking. And a lot of times people come in and they're just looking for money for dance lessons for their kid. They're looking for money for maybe, they have a child that's going to be of driving age soon, and they're looking to maybe start putting money aside for a car, or put a new roof on the house in the next couple of years, things like that. A lot of times that's what people are coming for. And it's very realistic to make, the money to pay a couple bills and take a couple bills out of the family budget. Right. And so that's one of the common questions. So Terry asks, if I sign up for a discount, the money is an added bonus. Yes, absolutely. So yeah, there are lots of people that sign up for a discount. And honestly, the leader of our company, who's been in Tupperware now a lot of years, I can't even remember, like 30 something years, she signed up to quit. Like she signed up just basically because her husband was just like, well, you're not going to do that. And she's like, oh, really? Yes, I am, and so she wanted Tupperware for her kitchen. So she was going to fulfill, at the time, they had requirements for you to sign up, which we don't really have requirements anymore, other than you just fill out the form and put a card down and to pay for whatever option you're going with. But she came in to quit, and she makes no bones about that. And here's 30 some years later, and all these different people that she's helped over the years, for somebody who came in to quit. So even if you're thinking about this and you're thinking about it just for a discount to get some, Tupperware for your kitchen, all are welcome. We are a very come as you are company. And we have people from all different backgrounds and walks of life and ethnicities. And we just love, we love the variety, and we love helping everybody, get whatever it is they came here looking for. So another question people ask is, how much time will it take? That is, again, also completely up to you. Some people, I came in to make six figures. That's why I joined Tupperware. I know it sounds crazy, but I just was like, I need money for my family. And I know that this isn't going to happen overnight, but my goal is to make six figures in Tupperware. And, but my first goal was $3,000 a month. And after about 6 months, I started hitting that, and I was like, okay, let's go, And so, so that was my goal. So I put in probably more hours in the beginning than the average person that wants to make a couple extra $100, that just, it's a couple hours here, 15 minutes there, 15 minutes there. I built my business 15 minutes at a time because I had 2 toddlers and then I was working around, and my husband worked 2 jobs. It was crazy time in our life. And so I built my business 15 minutes at a time. And so you can too. So Lori says many people have full-time working jobs and still have time to devote to make some extra money. Absolutely. This is a fantastic plan B. And some people, they're working around that full-time income with the intention of replacing that full-time income so they can, which is actually what Lori did. So Lori, who recruited Kristy, she was a full-time court stenographer. And so she traveled all over, Northeast Ohio doing that job. And then she built her business to the point where she could kind of take an early retirement from that job and focus on Tupperware, which is pretty awesome. But that was her goal. And so we just encourage you, to think about this and think about what would you want out of a business like that, and what is the thing that attracts you the most, the flexibility, the money, the product, whatever it is. So the last question that a lot of people ask is, will I get training? And I'm actually going to let you answer this, Kristy. Will they get training?
Yeah, they absolutely get training. Besides people messaging you personally, there's different groups and sites that you're on with Facebook that have videos and demonstrations and meetings and anything you could want. And I mean, I'll even message Lori and say, hey, what's a good video to demonstrate this? And she's like, well, you can make one, or, there this, and this. And, oh, I really like this one. And there's just so much out there because Tupperware is so well known, and it's just everywhere. And when people tell me now, well, I've got a lot of Tupperware, I don't need it. And I'm like, do you really have Tupperware? Or do you have Rubbermaid?
Oh my God. And Tupperware it's a generic term that people, anything they put their food in is Tupperware.
Yeah. And that's what I thought too. And then I got it and I'm like, okay, well, my dressing's leaking from this, but it's not leaking from this. I'm like, oh, I really like this stuff. And wow, this is separated and this comes in compartments. And it just makes my OCD really happy.
I love that. It makes my OCD really happy.
It does.
Oh my gosh. Yes, we have so much training available, and there are so many resources right at your fingertips. If you want to work your business online, Google is your best friend, quite honestly. That's how, if you don't know a lot about the different social media platforms, I spend a lot of my time Googling, how do I connect my Instagram, my Facebook? How do I connect my da 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 da, right? And so that's your best friend. However, Tupperware has some great online marketing tools available to us that you can opt into this program to be able to use their professional videos and things like that. It's minimal cost for what you're getting. It's minimal cost. And it is amazing. And you can do scheduling that way. And there's just so many tools, a lot of things free, some things a very small cost involved. You can learn how to do, if you love graphic design and you love being creative, you can learn how to do your own graphics. But you know what? If that's not your bag, then you can find them online. There's a lot of groups that offer free graphics that are actually Tupperware. And it's just, I mean, seriously. And then here at Champion, I mean, Tupperware has a lot of training available for you on the website, including a brand new program that helps walk you through getting started. But on top of that, at Champion, we have training every Monday and every Thursday, live training. Now, you work Monday and Thursday nights, not a problem. We record it all. We put it in videos. It's on our YouTube channel. We post it in our group. We stream it live to our group. There's so many ways to access it. And when you're watching YouTube video, you can speed it up. So if you like to multitask and make good use of your time, you could do that too, right? So I like to speed things up. So I'll be like, like it's funny listening to a replay, especially when people laugh. It's like, ah! It makes me laugh and smile when I do that. So anything that can make me laugh or smile, I think is a good thing in these days. So yes, so much of training. So if you are a binge watcher or you like things on demand, we got that for you too. But if you thrive in a live environment where you feel connected to people, we have that too. So we have so much available. And then also on Tuesdays, we do a live cooking show that if you are working a virtual business, you can plug it right into your party. You can share it right into your Facebook party. And we teach you all those things. So so much training, so much training.
Create an event in your Facebook party, make it an event so that they can respond, yes, I'm going. And then you won't have to keep messaging everybody. And I told Ellen that, while I'm listening to everything, I'm usually camera off and I'm on my bike. And so even if you're busy or you've got to get your workout in, or if you want to meal prep with them, you can cook with them, or, it's just something fun to watch, and you get really great ideas for recipes and of how to work the business and how to use your Tupperware in different ways that you wouldn't even think about using it.
Absolutely. I know. You're just like, somebody posted a picture of using Module Mates for ammo. I'm like, well, that's something I would never know anything about. But wow, what good information.
We have some power cords in there and some tips in another one, and just grab the right one. You'll be fine. They're clear.
Absolutely. And you know what? And you don't know, the only way to really, just to really experience it is just to get started. If you're waiting to be perfect, if you're waiting to lose the weight, if you're waiting to move, you're like, oh, I can't go live in my house because I don't like it. Whatever it is, right? Don't wait. There's so many things that we can do to help you. I know people that do videos and it's just their hands because they don't want to show their face, and that's okay. So yeah, absolutely. So we have a couple comments I'm going to read, and then we'll just wrap things up. So Kristy is a full-time nurse. She's an organizational leader with us here at Champion, and she is a full-time nurse and a part-time photographer, and she works her Tupperware business, and she's a travel nurse, so she works long and a lot of hours and a lot of driving too. So, and she actually drives a company car, so that wear and tear is not going on her personal car, it's going on her company car, which is always a plus. Yeah, absolutely. And then Julie said she got started because she just loves the product. And she hasn't quite gotten her feet wet, but she's learning, and now she wants it all. Absolutely. She wants to sell it, own it, the product, all as much as the product as she can. And she loves doing shows and things like that. So there's so many different things that you can do, and different ways to work the business these days. You can do it virtual, and some people are completely virtual. They don't do anything live and in person. Some people are like a hybrid, right? And then some people still do live parties and go do events and go do things like that. So it's taster's choice, right? It's whatever fits into your life. And if you're like, I like the idea of virtual business, but I'm not techie, guess what? Neither am I. Okay. But you know who is? Google. So just ask Google.
And they're free.
I know. Exactly. So awesome. Thank you so much for joining me tonight, Kristy. This was
Yeah,
so nice to just
thank
kind of
you.
chat with you and get your perspective on everything. And thank you, everybody, for joining us. If you have any more questions, feel free to put it in the chat. We do come back and check on that. But I do encourage you, whoever shared this with you, go back to them, ask them questions, and tell them, what was the best thing you heard tonight, right? Tell them what the best thing that you heard tonight was. So awesome. And if you don't have a connection, make a comment here and we will get you connected right away. All right. So thank you, everybody, and have a good night. Bye.
Bye. Thank you.